welcome to the first annual Black History program from Emerson Academy on DATV. We are located on 501 Hickory Street, Dayton, Ohio, in South Park area. Our principal, Mrs. Elaine Johnson, and the students before you and Dr. Jordan's music students, we would like to thank the ATV crew, Ms. Thomas and Mr. Reed. The program will present the following classes in order according to class schedule. Our special guest is Ms. Williams from Hot 102.9, and she will speak on women in the radio and TV industry. Thank you.
Hello, today we're going to be talking about Mary Jackson. Mary Jackson was born on April 9th, 1921. Her hometown was Hampton, Virginia. She was hired by NCAA. She retired from NASA in 1985. She passed February 11, 2005. Jackson was married with 2 children. She created a miniature wind tunnel for testing airplanes.
Marie Van Britton Brown was a black woman who invented the first home security system. Marie invented this because her house had lots of security risks in the area that she lived in. She made it by building a contraption that had 4 different peepholes. The 4 holes were for people of different heights. She put cameras inside them to see who came to her door. Marie went from something simple to keep her family safe to keeping everyone's family safe now.
All right, hi, my name is Genesis Page, and I'm going to be talking about Otis Boykin. All right. Otis Boykin was an American black inventor and engineer. Otis is best known for inventing multiple electronic control devices, such as guided missiles, and IBM computers, and a pacemaker. His most early inventions was a wire resistor, his most famous invention being a control unit for an artificial cardiac pacemaker. The device essentially uses electrical impulses to maintain a regular heartbeat. Among his other inventions is a burglar-proof cash register. In 1941, Otis moved to Chicago and found work as a clerk at an electro manufacturing company. And Otis was hired to be a laboratory assistant for Majestic Radio and Television. At that company, he rose to become a foreman at the factory. By 1994, he was working for the P.J. Nielsen Research Labs. Otis died March 26, 1982, at the age of 61.
We're gonna do this again. What's up, 8th grade? So my name is Miss Williams, but on the radio, my name is Sharna. I work for Hot 102.9. Have any of you ever heard me on the radio? No? Ever? Y'all don't listen to Hot 102.9? That's fine. Nope, that's the Breakfast Club. So that comes on before Hot 102.9. All right, so how many of y'all want to get into media? None? For basketball. What, you want to be like a sports news person or something?
I want to play basketball, but if it don't work out, then yes.
Okay. Anybody else in here want to get into media? No? You? What you want to do? Okay. Right here. Put your head down. What you want to do? An influencer? What kind of influencer? Like hair? You like doing hair? Right here. What you want to do? Put your head down. Okay. What about you, sir? So y'all ain't got no goals, no ambitions, no desires. I mean, what's up? Right here, right here. What is it that you want to do? So you want to take care of babies? Okay. Right here, what you like to be? A general contractor? Okay. All right, you. So now we're getting somewhere. All right, go ahead. A celebrity who? Celebrity chef. That's what's up. Give me some. Can you cook? All right. All right, so we know what you want to do. You want to play basketball. What you want to do? I want to play football. Football? All right. Right here. All right, so when I was your age, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a film director, though. So when I got to high school, I took up radio and television. I was there for 4 years, but 3 of those years, that's where I studied radio and television. When I graduated from high school, I was certified in radio and TV. Then I went to the International College of Broadcasting. Anybody ever heard of that college? It's on Smithville and Airway. I went there, I graduated from there, and then I was working at this job, and I used to ask myself, and God, I used to be like, why am I still at this job? I done graduated from college. I'm ready to be on the radio, and it still wasn't happening quick enough. So then I started writing plays, like Tyler Perry. And my first play, it did absolutely wonderful, but I still wasn't happy. So one day, I reached out to somebody on the radio station. I was like, can I just come in here and volunteer? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get in the building. They like, nope. So I submitted my demo tapes. I heard back from somebody, and then it just went completely ghost. So I made another play, and then it was like 2015. That same guy, he reached out to me like, I think you might need to apply. So I applied, and then probably like a month later, they called me in, and it's all history. Now I'm on the radio. I've been here since 2015. Later on today, with the third graders, who know the station 92.1? Who's on 92.1? Anybody know her name? Huh? No, I'm on 102.9. Steve Harvey? That is the Steve Harvey Morning Show. No, Charlemagne is on 102.9. The lady that talks. She talks from like 2 to 7. Y'all don't know her name? Faith? You ever heard of Faith Daniels? From 92.1? Well, she might be in the building today, Dr. Jordan. All right, I want to talk about women in the industry, women in media. There's not a lot. Fellas, I'm not going to talk over y'all. All right. Yes, go ahead.
How much do you make from, like, doing that is personal.
No, go ahead. How much do I make for what?
How much do you, like, how, well, that's still the same thing. How much do you have, like, how much do you make, basically? Not, like,
Doing what? Because it's a lot of jobs.
how much do you make doing, like, talking to them
So talking to the
on the radio?
people on the radio, it's an hourly salary, right? So it depends. It depends on how many years you got invested.
No, I'm not talking about like that. Like, how many hours?
Because that's what she's talking about. It depends.
It all depends. Like, excuse me. So I just basically, I go to the radio station, I work in promotions, and I work online. It's just a weekend thing, all right? So I might not make as much as somebody that's there from, Monday through Friday. All right, so it all depends on what you do, how long you're doing it, and, things of that nature. But you can make some good money, especially in television. You can make great money. But anyway, it is a high demand for women. So any girl in here, if you ever thought about having your own podcast, directing, video editing, any of that nature, you really need to try it out because I'm telling you, it's absolutely amazing. I do videography, I do video editing. I know how to direct, and I'm telling you, it is absolutely amazing. All right, anybody got any questions for me? What I do, you want me to give y'all a little spiel of what I do on the radio? All right, so this is how it go. So I'm sitting at this screen, right? And it already has the music uploaded for us, all right? So what I go in and do is I insert my voice before, after the song or before a commercial. So it goes something like this. Hot 102.9, Dayton's hottest music. It's your girl, Sharna. I am in the building at Emerson Academy. And coming up, y'all, I got some music from Drake. I'm going to throw in some Lil Wayne. And I might play some Future right here on the hottest station. Y'all know what it is. It's Hot 102.9. See? Now it sounds familiar. All right, so make sure y'all check me out on the weekends, all right? 2 to 7, and I'm going to give y'all a shout out, all right? Did that kind of like motivate y'all? Your name Moses? So write y'all names down, and come Saturday, I'm going to say y'all names on the radio, all right? I ain't going to tell y'all what time. I'm on from 2 to 7. Go ahead, get it out.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, all right. You got any questions? You got any questions? What about you? All right. Nobody got any questions. Dr. Jordan, you got any questions for me?
Yes, I do.
Yes, all right.
You mentioned that you were trained at ICD.
Yes.
All right. Aren't you a member of DATV?
Yes, I've been a member of DATV since 2005. So it's going on how many years? 20 years almost? So yes, I've been there for almost 20 years.
And how much training did you receive while you were there?
You know what? I received a lot of training at DATV. I should have probably continued doing it and not went to the International College of Broadcasting, but I wanted to get it on paper because everything that I learned at the International College of Broadcasting, I could have learned at DATV. And if some of you guys, I know you're still under 18, y'all can go there for free, all right? And learn everything that you want to learn. Behind the scenes, in front of the camera, editing, whatever. You can have your own podcast. They got podcast studios in there. They got a big old live television set that you can do anything on. So if y'all want to talk about sports, y'all want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, you can do right there at DATV. And once you turn 18, there is a $60 yearly fee, 50, but you can do it monthly. So I'm telling you, it's incredible. You have to really take advantage of it, especially while you're young.
One other question.
Yes.
While you were at Hot 102.9, your credentials, do they let you get anywhere because of your credentials, radio-wise, and to shows, TVs, newspaper?
You know, I really don't try to use my name to like get into certain places, but I'm pretty sure that if I just present it like that, yes. But I try to just be, you know what I'm saying, just be myself. Because if I'm not affiliated with the radio at the time, like say if I'm just going somewhere, I don't want to just be like, yeah, I'm Sharna from Hot 102 now. Right. I just want to pay like everybody else. But of course, if I was to put it out there, they'd be like, come on in. But sometimes I just want to be just cool. So, yeah.
What other things do you do? Because I met you at a certain place. Can you please tell us about that place?
Yeah, okay.
We were up in...
Yes, so... I work in promotion. So what I do is, we have 5 stations at the radio station. So I set up for our live broadcasting for other stations, and I interact with the listeners and things of that nature. So if you have a business out there, I know somebody said they want to be an entrepreneur, you can hire the radio station. We'll come up, we'll set up, and we'll do a live broadcasting. We'll get your business out there, and we get everybody out there so they can support you, all right? That's another thing that we do. If y'all want a commercial on a radio station about doing hair, whatever y'all got going on, just, you know, get in touch with me so we can get it done.
Old house, tear it down. Who's gonna help me tear it down? Bring me a hammer, tear it down. Bring me a saw, tear it down. Next thing you bring me, tear it down. Is a wrecking machine, tear it down. Old house, tear it down. Who's gonna help me tear it down? Bring me a hammer, tear it down. Bring me a saw, tear it down. Next thing you bring me, tear it down. It's a wrecking machine, tear it down.
Thank you very much for listening. The group that you heard was 3 young ladies from Ms. Bryant and Mr. Hudnall's 3rd grade class. And again, I welcome you to the 1st annual Emerson Black History program on DATV. The song that they sung was sung by Mr. John W. Work III, very famous composer, graduate of Fisk University. Mr. Work, he composed that song while he was serving at Fisk, and he had enriched the Fisk University musical traditions. He was the director of the Jubilee Singers. He also was a serious composer and completed more than 100 compositions. He not only was an acclaimed composer and choral director, but he also was a recognized author, educator, and ethnomusicologist. So Mr. John Works spirituals have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. One of the famous composers that is not rarely mentioned. Thank you. The next group that you will hear will be the 4th and 5th graders after that, but we have a special guest with us today. 2 special guests. We'll begin with our guests coming in here with a few minutes, so please give us time as we pause.
Hi, 3rd grade. I know y'all can do better than that. Hi, 3rd grade. That's exactly what I want to hear. I know you all know me as Miss Williams. Well, just for this class, I am Sharna from Hot 102.9. Anybody ever heard of that station? Yes. Have you? Have you heard me on the station? Yes. No? It's okay. It's okay. All right, today we're going to be talking about women in media. Do anybody know what the word media means? No. Nope. Yes. The internet? All right. Anyone else? Media? What about the news? Is that media? What else do you think media is? Because I work in the media, so what is that? Yeah, but what is Hot 102.9? It's a what? What kind of station? A radio station. Yes. So today I brought a special guest. She is an amazing woman. I mean, there's so many adjectives I can use to describe her. But I think I'll just stop here. She is the program director and the on-air personality for 92.1 WROU. Who ever heard of the station 92.1? With that beautiful voice, you hear that lady? And she sounds so amazing. Yeah, she sounds way better than me. I be trying to mock her sometimes. I be in my mirror like, WROU. But it just don't come out right. So I want you guys to stand up, give a warm welcome, clap your hands to Miss Faith Daniels.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you can do better than that. Get the wiggles out, the sleepies out. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. That's better. How many of you know that when you're on the radio, you're in a little box? Exactly. When you hear us on the radio, we're in a little box. And you think, well, is it the radio we carry around with us? No, it's actually a room. And we're in there with a microphone all by ourselves. My name is Faith Daniels from 92.1 WROU, and I also do radio in 6 other cities. In addition to that, you see me on ABC 22 and Fox 45 as an entertainment consultant. Ideally, everybody thinks radio is this cool job that like only certain people can do. Anybody can do it. Say, I'm anybody. And I can do anything. Well, right now, when you're thinking about who you want to be and where you want to go in life, you have to start thinking about it right now. What are you, 3rd and 4th grade? 4th grade, 3rd grade? Well, that's when my dream was realized. That's when I realized exactly who I wanted to be and what I wanted to be. Now, it's not always possible to go straight there the way I did. So I'll tell you my story. In 3rd grade, I used to listen to the radio at night before I went to bed, and I would hear the person on the radio, and they were talking, and I was like, I can do that. I can do that. So I would, like Sharna said, I would copy what they were doing, and I would put on my radio voice, and I would say, 1350 WLOU, Louisville's #1 station for throwbacks and R&B. And my mother would yell through the wall, go to bed. You got school tomorrow. Go to bed. And I would turn the radio down really, really low, and then I would go to bed. Well, working in radio, I knew I had to be something different. I had to be something special. Well, have you ever listened to the radio and they tell you how you can enter and win a contest? Yeah. Well, that's what I heard. I heard a contest where I could be a DJ for one day. So imagine if you could live your dream for one day. Would you do it? Would you do it? Well, I sent in, does anybody know what a postcard is? Am I that old? Do you know what a postcard is? Wow. Okay, so I sent in this little postcard, like a letter by the mail, and I said all the reasons why. I said, I'm going to eventually go to Tennessee State University, and I'm gonna major in communications, and I'm gonna be the best black lady on the radio you've ever heard. And they said, well, come on in. Come on in and let's see. I was only 14 years old. Can you imagine at 14 years old getting a shot at your dream? The one thing that you want to do that everybody tells you you can't because you're 14. So I put on my backpack, walked into that door, and I said, where shall I sit? And the guy looked at me. He says, why are you talking like that? I said, because that's the way my voice sounds. He was like, no way. I'm like, yes way. And he's like, no, like, is that like your for real voice all the time? I'm like, actually, my voice has sounded like this since I was 5 years old. So imagine sitting next to one of your friends and you say, what's your name? Mm-hmm. You say, hi, Coriel. And Coriel says, hello there, how are you? You're like, wow, that's weird. So a lot of kids didn't talk to me because my voice was kind of weird. And they were like, you sound like a grown lady. Well, they didn't know I had had chicken pox. Anybody ever heard of chicken pox? Yeah. I had chicken pox, and chicken pox went down my throat. And it took my voice away for a whole year. All I could do was whisper. All I could do was whisper, whisper. And then kids at school would poke with me because they just thought if you poked me hard enough, I would talk. I didn't have a voice. It was gone. So I had to find my voice again. So I had to express myself through art. I had to express myself through acting. But all of that was building up the character that I needed for the one day I would find my voice. That was the day. So I go in and I sit down with all these adults who've been doing it a lot longer than I have. And I said, you know what? I got one shot. And when you get one shot, what do you do? What do you do? When you get one shot, what do you do? You choked. You get one shot, what do? You
try your best.
There it is. And it may not be perfect, but you try your best. So at 14, I did the DJ for a Day contest, and I did it. And at the end of the day, I was sitting there with my backpack on, waiting on my dad to come get me because I didn't have a driver's license. I couldn't drive. I was only in the 8th grade. And when my dad came, the receptionist said, are you her father? And he said, yes. She said, well, the general manager wants to talk to you. I know. What did I do? Did I do something bad? Were they going to get me in trouble? The general manager wanted to hire me at 14. So now I have to do one of two things. I have to convince my parents to let me have a job at 14, but then I had to figure out if I knew how to do the job. So I went home and I told my mother, my dreams have come true. I'm quitting school and I'm going to work as a radio personality. And she said, absolutely not. Get in there and study. I said, well, okay, so if I could just work part-time and then do my work. And she was like, you have to have all A's to be able to do it. No B's. Not a B on a quiz, not a B on a test, not a B on a social studies report, not a B on a book report. No B's, all A's. I have to be honest with you. I wasn't that smart to begin with. I was kind of okay. But I'm like, all A's. So what did I do? I studied, and I got a buddy who would nudge me when I was in class, and I'd be nodding off a little bit because I was tired, because I had to be at work from midnight to 4 o'clock in the morning. What are you guys doing at that time of the night? Sleep. I was working because my dream was calling me. My dream was calling me, and I was showing up to answer. So in between records, what was I doing? Yes, sir. I was studying. So I knew where I wanted to go, but I could not forget where I was currently, which was in what? School. And I had to have all A's, right? It was the beginning of an amazing career. 14 years old, I am now, none of your business, but I've been in the business 39 years. It will be 40 years June 3rd. Why do I tell you how I started? Because I'm Black History. I'm Black History every single day. Miss Williams and I are Black History every single day. Our company is called Alpha Media. It owns my radio station, Hot 102.9, ESPN, Jack, and Hank FM. I am one of 2 Black women that do what I do in a company that owns more than 300 radio stations. So I'm making Black History every single day. In addition to that, I've got 5 jobs. I'm the program director, afternoon drive personality, music director, community affairs liaison, and an assistant to the general manager. I'm the only Black woman in the entire company that does all of that, making Black History every day. So what does that mean to you? Being in radio this long is incredible. A lot of women don't stay long because men don't make us feel very welcome. But you know what I tell you to do? Show up and take up space. What does that mean? Show up and take up space. Anybody got an idea? I'll tell you. That means show up and own the space you stand in. If your job is to be on the radio like Miss Williams, you show up every day on time and give your best. Don't say, well, so-and-so's better than me, or maybe I can't do it as good as. Do it as good as you can do it. That's it. That's all. So if basketball is your thing, you may not go to the NBA, but right now, do it as good as you can do it. What if drawing or singing and dancing or maybe acting is your thing? Do it the best that you can do. One of the things I want to encourage you to do before I take my seat is always seek help. Seek support. Get somebody who's already done it. They may not look like you. There were no Black women mentors for me. There was nobody for me to go and sit with and say, hey, miss, hey, mister. Yeah, they weren't there for me. So I kind of had to figure it out. There's not a lot that you're going to do in life that somebody hasn't already been there. Somebody hasn't already done it. I challenge you, find who that person is and say, hey, can I shadow you? Can you just sit and just tell me all about what you do? Tell me how I can do it. Tell me what I need to be doing now to get where you are in 5, 10, 15 years. And you can do anything you want to do. Did you know everything you do every day makes Black history? But the only way somebody else is going to know about it is because you're going to have to find your voice. Has anybody found their voice? And I don't mean your outside or your inside voice. What I mean by that is, do you really know who you are and who you want to be? You got an idea? Because at 3rd and 4th grade, it's going to be tough. However, you can make Black history every day. By opening your mouth and whatever you say, make sure it's important. Clap once if you hear my voice. Clap twice if you hear my voice. Clap 3 times if you want to hear the rest of the story. Lastly, the thing that's most important to me about each and every one of you, you can be anything you want to be. Being in the media, that means I'm on the radio, I'm on TV, but I also have to tell what's going on in the world, what's going on in the nation. That means I have to be able to what? Read. We have to know how much music is in every hour because we have commercials that have to play. So that means I have to be able to what? Do math. Science, absolutely. And you think, how does science come into radio? Well, I have to do equations to know how much music versus how much commercials are in every 60-minute hour in order to make sure that I do my job right. So science, absolutely. Anything else you think is involved in radio? Music. And music does what to people? It brings them what? Together. And when music brings people together, once you get them all in one room, you got to be able to do what to them? Talk to them, talk to them, talk to them, not at them, talk to them. And when I say talk to them, everybody here is completely different. But if I communicate in one way that is respectful, everybody gets the message, correct? If I communicate with love and music, everybody gets the message, correct? All right. What message did you get today? That you can be anything you want to be? That you can have any job you want to have, no matter what you look like? You can even play any sport. How many of you have watched the WNBA? For a lot of years, women didn't play basketball. How many of you watched women's soccer? For a lot of years, women did not play soccer. Well, same way in radio. For a long time, women were stuck in the the news office. So you'd hear guys giving you the latest music, and then you hear, "My name is Edna Travis. Today's news headlines are." And that's all we could do, was just give you the news. But somebody wanted to take a step, and somebody had faith in them. That was me. That's somebody. They had faith in me, and there will be people that will come along in your life that have faith in you too. But you've got to show up being the best who? The best you. Not the best Faith, not the best Miss Sharna. You've got to show up being the best you every single time. Are you ready to do that? Because when you do that, you make Black history. When you make a new friend, you make Black history. When you're kind to others and the way you speak to them, you're making Black history because you are rising above negative talk. You're rising above negative activities. You're rising above everything that sometimes comes at you strong. But you show up and take up space in your best self possible, and you'll win every time. Anybody have any questions for me? Absolutely. Why did I want to be in radio? This is going to make you cry a little bit because it makes me sad when I say it. I wanted to be in radio because I love the sound of my own voice. I really do. I love the sound of my own voice. However, I wanted to do the school announcements. You guys hear your announcements in the morning? Well, at my school, we had students do those announcements. So I said I wanted to do the announcements, and I did. And then I told my counselor, I want to be in TV. I want to do radio. I want to do TV. She said, you might want to stick to radio because you're too fat for TV. Now, you see how your mouths popped open? Every single day of your life, somebody is going to say something and do something that's going to be a gut punch and make you want to quit being the most amazing you. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. So here we are now, almost 40 years later, I do radio and TV. So where's my counselor now? Retired and sad. Because every time I see her at the class reunions, she always tells me, I gave you bad advice. I said some wrong things. And at least she was able to acknowledge that. But don't fall for the gut punch. Yes, ma'am. My mother did let me have the job. She let me have the job, and I was kind of better at school because of the job. But every day, it was something. You're sleepy. What are you doing? You're sleepy. What are you doing? I was sleepy. That's what I was doing. I was sleepy. But my mother, and this is sad too, but I'm kind of all right because she did it. One of the things my mother said was, you went into a profession so early at the age of 14. When I got ready to go to college at Tennessee State, she didn't want to pay for my degree in communications with a specializing in radio and television. Because she said, well, you've been doing that since you were a kid. You're going to grow out of it. You're going to get past it. It's just a passing fancy. 40 years later, I paid for my own degree because she wouldn't pay for it. But I learned the hard way. Sometimes your dream, only you're going to see it. Only you're going to see it. You're not going to be able to explain it to anybody. They're not going to love it like you love it. But that's why she eventually let me have it, and I've been working ever since. I need a vacation. Any other questions? Can I sing? Are you serious? Yes, I can sing, but that's not what I'm here to do today. Because stay in my lane. Stay in my lane. I'm in this lane today. But yes, I do. I'm a preacher's kid. So as a preacher's kid, you had to either sing, play an instrument, or minister. And I do all three. But one of the things that I believe in is that you do what you were asked to come and do, and that's it. Nothing extra. Any other questions? Yes, love.
So,
If I went on vacation, I would go to Barbados. I would go to Barbados, like the islands, lots of sand and sun and water. That's exactly what I would do. And I don't know that I would come back. That's why I don't go. Anybody else? Oh, we got to wrap it up, Charles. I'm sorry. Well, it's been my pleasure to be with you today. And hey, have me back. I will get up and come any other time you ask me. I will. You say tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday. Okay. Who's going to come in on Saturday? Oh, how cool is that?
All right, you guys, please give it up for Miss Faith.
Thank you for having me. You guys are
Historically, people composed music to express themselves in struggles and victories. So listen as the fourth grade class of Ms. Hakewood and sing and play Good News and Chatter with the Angels. The good news were the engineers of the Underground Railroad were coming to help the slaves leave slavery. Some of the positions are still available here in the Dayton area. Springboro to be exact. Some of those engineers of the Underground Railroad were the Quakers. The Quakers were among the first group of white people to denounce slavery in the American colonies and Europe. And the Society of Friends also became the first organization to take a collective and ecumenical campaign against slavery. So Springboro is thought to have more than any other Underground Railroad depot in the state of Ohio. According to the Springboro Area Historical, they have 27 remnants of hiding places and tunnels that still exist in private homes and businesses. The city says that more than 4,000 people will help to free them there over 50 years, according to the Dayton Daily News report. Listen as they play and sing Good News and Chatter with the Angels. Singing. One.
Good news, chariots coming, good news. Chariots coming, good news. Chariots coming, I don't want to be left behind. Good news, chariots coming, good news. Chariots coming, good news. Chariots coming, and I don't want to be left behind. It's a long wide road into heaven, I know. Long wide road into heaven, I know. Long wide road into heaven, I know. And I don't want to be left behind. Good news, in heaven, I know. Long wide road into heaven, I know. Long wide road into heaven, I know. And I don't want to be left behind. Good news, chariots coming, good news. Chariots coming, good news.
Welcome to the first annual Black History Program of Emerson Academy on DATV. The class that you will see today will be the fifth graders of Ms. Allen's class. This class is an awesome class. They will be playing recorders and reciting a very famous poem that was written by fifth graders about 15, 20 years ago in Chicago, Illinois' South Side. Of course, Harriet Tubman was a very famous Underground Railroad engineer. Her home is still in existence for those of you who are considering whether she was real or not. Her home is located in Auburn, New York, and the African Methodist Church, Episcopal Zion Church, established in 1796, are the owners of the home. Around Harriet Tubman, she transferred 25 acres of land to the AME Zion Church in 1903 to realize her dream of a Harriet Tubman home for the aged and infirm. So Negroes at that time, that they were called, would be able to have a place of refuge for the elderly, sick, and homeless that she knew. The home for the aged actually officially opened in 1908, and Harriet will enter the home in 1911 and live there until she passes in 1913 at the age of 98. Listen to the students sing, play, and dance circle left on recorder, Harriet Tubman rap, consonant rap, and the school song. We'll begin with the Harriet Tubman rap. 1, 2, ready, go.
Harriet, Harriet, born a slave, work for your master from the cradle to your grave. Harriet clean, Harriet sweet, Harriet rock your child to sleep. Harriet came from the promised land, how Moses people in Egypt stand. How Pharaoh's heart was as hard as stone, how the Lord told Moses he was not alone. Harriet prayed to the Lord at night for strength to feed people when the time was right. Harriet grew bigger, Harriet grew stronger, Harriet worked harder, Harriet worked longer. When Harriet had decided the time was right, she cried, brothers and sisters, I'll lead you tonight. The North Star shone through the Harriet tide, and the march by night, and the slept by day. Some were afraid, but none turned back, for the place of the tears was a bloodhound pack. A snake said, hiss, the owl said, whoo, the Harriet said, we're coming through. A runaway slave with a price on her head, I'll be free or I'll be dead. She said, believe Lord, she said, believe in me. She said, brothers and sisters, we're gonna be free. They slept in the barn with the barnyard fowl, and Harriet watched like a backyard owl. Good people gave them food to eat and a chance to rest their weary feet. The North Town was proud like a bloodhound pack, but none were afraid and none turned back. They marched through the cold, they marched in the heat, and all the time with their marching feet. But they marched by day and they marched by night, cause the promised land was not in sight. Now Harriet grew weary, sick at heart, and the Lord said, Harriet, chariot. The chariot said, by the Lord our hand, and Harriet rode on to the promised land. Harriet, Harriet, born to be free, led her people to liberty.
Consonant rap. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready.
To learn the 7 consonants, think the letter A. And when you're down to only one, then you will save the day. There's Africa and Antarctica, Australia, Asia too. The ocean runs between them with the waters deep and blue. There's also 2 Americas, North and South you see. And now we're coming to the end, and Europe starts with E.
1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go.
To learn the 7 consonants, think the letter A. And when you're down to only one, then E will save the day. There's Africa and Antarctica, Australia, Asia too. The ocean runs between them with the waters deep and blue. There's also 2 Americas, North and South you see. And now we're coming to the end, and Europe starts with E. down. Round your partner, do-I, round your partner, do-I, round your partner, do-I, shake them savings down. Circle left, do-I, circle left, do-I, circle right, do-I, circle right, do-I, circle right, do-I, balance on, do-I, balance on, do-I, balance on, do-I, round your partner, do-I, round your partner, do-I, round your partner, do-I, round your corner, do-I, round your corner, do-I, round your corner, do-I, ready, stop. School song. 1, 2, ready, go. Strive to achieve in all we believe, working our best to complete. In our books and working for the future and all we believe. Strive to achieve in all we believe, working our best to complete. In our books and working for the future and all we can be. We can make it if we try, we can make it in our eyes, we can make it no deny, we can make it past the struggles, we can make it, we can make it, we can make it through the day. We can make it if we try, we can make it in our eyes, we can make it no deny, we can make it past the struggles, we can make it, we can make it, we can make it through the day. We can make it if we try, we can make it in our eyes, we can make it no deny, we can make it past the struggles, we can make it, we can make it, we can make it through the day. We can make it if we try, we can make it in our eyes, we can make it no deny, we can make it past the struggles, we can make it, we can make it, we can make it through the day.
Welcome to Emerson Academy's first annual Black History Program. This year, as you've seen already, my third, my fourth, my fifth grade students perform. Now you would see the heart of the reason why I teach at Emerson, the marching band. The Emerson Marching Band is in their 4th year of existence, and being here, we have established ourselves. We've performed 4 times actually, in the Miamisburg holiday performance, and we've also performed and sang for the Cincinnati Cyclones hockey team in Cincinnati. This will be our 4th year performing. So listen as the band plays, and right after the band plays, you're going to hear the drum section of the Emerson drum line perform their own composed cadences, and then from there you will see the cheerleaders of Emerson Academy. So let's get started as we do Go Team Go, and we will rock you. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. We will rock you. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Shuffle. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. 5.
Hello, my name is Coach B. I am the Emerson cheerleading coach, and these are our Emerson Aviator ladies.
P-U-M-P-I-T-U-P. Pop it up! Pop it up! You got to pop it up! P-U-M-P-I-T-U-P. Pop it up! Pop it up! You got to pop it up! P-U-M-P-I-T-U-P.
First of all, thank you for allowing us to be and introduce our first annual Black History program here at Emerson Academy. Right beside me is none other than Coach D, who surprised me with her girls. I had asked her at a moment, and as you see, Emerson is the school to come to. We're an awesome school. We're the only charter school with a marching band, only charter school that has, and could you tell the record of our basketball team?
Our basketball team is 26-0. We brought home 2 championships. They brought home the championship as well for the season of 22 and 23.
In addition to the basketball, we have a great volleyball team here, and we are a very special school. We're very powerful and very intelligent because these folks behind us are strong high flyers in all of their academics. So thank you for allowing us to entertain you for our Emerson, first annual Emerson Black History program, and look to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.